contributing. You're a part of the whole. You're contributing something. Never derive a pride from what you do, derive satisfaction from what you do, but for you to derive that satisfaction, you must be good in what you're doing. You must have the adequate skills. You must build the capacity to do your job well. For that, you must have the wisdom, assimilated knowledge. And for that, you should have the knowledge. So knowledge, assimilation, doing your job well, getting the inner satisfaction that I am doing well. If what you do gives you satisfaction, you need not worry about what the outcome is, because you are being satisfied with present, what you do. That's what gives you fulfillment. So this is how the logo or the motto of this university is knowledge, wisdom, and fulfillment. So here we want to share a few thoughts with you. In fact, I can give you also that one more step to get a real fulfillment in life is to change the attitude in life. How you look upon yourself. There are two ways of looking upon myself. One is called consumer. Other is called a contributor. Consumer and contributor. Who is the consumer? Who consumes. You know what is consuming? Wants things. More and more and more. Who wants, asks for it. Always depends upon fear of other people. Then who is the contributor? Can somebody tell me who is the contributor?
One who is contributing.
So what do you do? In contributing, where is your, in contributing, where is your attention? In giving. So when you want to give, what do you look at? If I want to give you something, where should I be looking at? At you or at myself? At you. And when I say I should be looking at you, I should realize what your need is, in what way I can be helpful to you. So there are two ways of living life. One is to look upon myself as a consumer, always seeking favor from others. Secondly, I can look upon myself as a contributor, always contributing something. Word is the same. Action is the same. You're working in a laboratory, you're working wherever you're working. How do you look upon your work? Do you look upon your work as a means of making your salary, so that you can get this and that, get new house and get new clothes and new vacation and whatever? Or do you look upon your work as a contribution? You are a part of the whole country. You're a part of the state. You're a part of the society. You're a part of an organization. You can look upon yourself as a contributor to the organization, a contributor to the country. So contribution versus consumption. This whole spirit of contribution, of offering something, looking upon myself as possessed of some wisdom, some skill, some abilities, that each one of us is, how I can contribute based on whatever I have. Because you can look upon your role or function or action or job as a means of contributing, meaning that you can think how I can contribute, how I can make my role or my function as a means of contributing to my country, contributing to the society, contributing wherever, whichever setup I am in. You always be part of a certain setup, You may be in a department, you may be in an organization, you may be in a factory, you may be in a company, you may be wherever you are. You are part of setup. How I can be a contributor in the setup. It does not matter what you contribute. What matters is that you are a contributor. Let us look upon your role with dignity. And do not judge yourself based on comparing with others. You don't have to become somebody else. Have a satisfaction and pride in what you are and what you do. No job is superior, no job is inferior. To complete this, I'll give you another example of the jobs being done by different members of a setup. Our Swami used to give an example of a big steam locomotive engine. You know, in the olden days, we had steam locomotives. Now, of course, there are diesel and electric engines, so you may not even have seen, perhaps, a train being driven by a steam locomotive. But the steam locomotive has a big cylinder. There is a piston, you know, and the pressure of steam, and that's how the whole train moves. You understand this? So imagine a big piston. This piston is doing a big job, isn't it? Because he is really he is pulling the whole train. This piston is very proud. There's nobody like me. Without me, this train cannot run. See, I'm constantly busy, doing things, acting. And there is one nut, a bolt in the nut. The nut is tightened. And this piston always was making fun of that nut. Hey, stupid nut, you are so small, you are insignificant, and what are you doing? Nothing. Look at me, I'm so big, and I'm constantly acting. You're not doing anything. Just sitting there doing nothing. This poor nut. You know what a nut is? A bolt in a nut. This nut used to feel very bad. Oh, I'm nothing. I'm insignificant. I'm no good. I'm not doing anything. Look at the piston. How active it is. So nut thought that, let me also do something. So nut also started churning. He thought I want to do something. Because that's what the piston says. And you're not doing anything. Started churning. Became loose. You know what happened? The whole piston came out. So tell me, who is important? The piston is important or nut is important? Thank you. Both are important. So is the piston not? Not everything is important. Everybody is important, is it not so? Without any one of those things, the whole engine would stop, is it not so? Similarly, you may be a nut, or a bolt, or a piston, or anything, whatever position you have. Understand that you are important. Have a dignity about yourself. Not pride, not arrogance. But then, dignity. Dignity means respect for yourself. Don't judge yourself as inferior because of the action that you are doing, the work that you are doing. Somebody's work is better, superior.